It's August 2016. Josh and his friends are taking on the Ape Cave on Mount St. Helens, one of the longest and most incredible lava tubes in North America. 2.5 miles of tight spaces, dark passages, and unknown twists. To them, this is just an ordinary adventure. However, upon entering the cave, they realize something is very wrong. As the group gears up to enter the cave, there's a girl in the background with her parents. Josh is so focused on the cave, he doesn't even see her at first. At this point, there isn't anything to be concerned about, and they enter. Soon, they're deep in the cave, determined to explore it all and reach the very end.
I've finally seen some sort of writing, but I can't really make out what it says. But I think we're gonna be kneeling down now.
Dude, actually, I think we can go deeper.
Yeah, it goes. You think we can go deeper?
Oh my god.
We could try it.
It's scary.
But then, things get weird. Remember that girl, the one who was behind them earlier? Turns out she's now inside the cave, by herself, scared and completely alone.
Can I head back now? This girl doesn't have a flashlight.
English?
I don't know
You
if
speak English? No English.
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay, come with us.
You wanna come with us?
Tell them their daughter's up here, she's scared.
They don't speak. She doesn't speak English.
She doesn't speak
They don't
English.
speak English.
It's okay.
It's alright.
Now, it's not uncommon for influencers to stage moments like this, but this is not one of those cases. Instantly, it's clear that Josh and his crew have let their filming take a back seat. Their entire focus is now on making sure this girl gets out of the cave safely. To make things worse, she doesn't speak any English. Fortunately, they managed to communicate with her.
She really didn't speak English at all. She's by herself, crawled the whole way in there by herself, no light. She didn't even speak English. So they were like, okay, come with us. And eventually she went back, but she started crying and stuff. It was kind of a crazy situation.
This situation, although scary, was luckily enough to have a quick resolution. However, this is rare, and most times when someone goes missing in a cave, rescuing them is far more complex. On June 23, 2018, 12 boys aged 11 to 16 and their 25-year-old assistant coach decided to explore the Tham Long Nong Nong cave system in northern Thailand, just after finishing a football practice. However, as soon as they entered the cave system, the weather took a dangerous turn. Heavy rain flooded the caves, trapping all of them inside. With no way out, the boys and their coach were stuck inside for several days, and a massive search operation was launched to find and rescue them. Over a week later, on July 2nd, British cave divers John Valanthan and Rick Stanton finally made it through the flooded passages. It had taken them nearly 4 kilometers of underground searching to reach the group, but when they did, the relief was huge. They discovered all 13 of them, alive and well, sitting on a small rock shelf in the cave. But this wasn't a simple task by any means. More than 100 divers, 900 police officers, 2,000 soldiers, and teams of engineers and medics worked around the clock. Over 1 billion liters of water had to be pumped out of the cave just to make the rescue possible. After discovering the boys, they were sedated and strapped to stretchers, then carefully brought through the dangerous murky waters. And thanks to this extraordinarily talented rescue team, every single person made it out the cave alive, marking this as one of the most famous cave rescues in human history. But what happens when the rescuer needs someone to rescue them? In such situations, Ed Sorensen is the name you want to hear. Born in 1959, he's one of the most experienced technical cave divers in the world, known for rescuing trapped or lost divers in some of the most dangerous submerged cave systems. But what led to him rescuing Josh Bratchley, an experienced cave diver who was one of the team members on the Thai cave rescue mission? Well, Josh and his crew were diving in the Mill Pond Cave, an underwater cave. The entrance is submerged and they're using a thin rope to guide themselves in and out. But Josh's guideline snaps, and just like that, he's lost. The visibility in the cave is 0. One diver can barely see his hand, and the other can't see anything. Josh is now in the dark, unable to find his way out.
As you know, in cave diving, first in, last out. So when he exits, his buddies are waiting, and of course they're seeing all this mud coming out, and then he comes out and they're like, where's Josh? He's like, well, I thought he was out here, he was behind me. And they're like, he's not out here. So they start putting together a rescue mission. They're gonna go after him.
Rescue crews from 3 states are called to the scene, including some of the best rescue divers, along with a team that worked on the Thailand cave rescue. Over the next 11 hours, the teams do 7 different dives, but Josh is nowhere to be found. They're running low on air, food, and energy. As it reaches 2:30 in the morning, Ed Sorensen is informed that Josh has been in the cave for 18 hours. And despite a storm raging outside, Ed heads to the airport almost instantly. Finally, he lands, suits up, and heads into the cave. The water is freezing. Keep in mind that these same conditions are the one that Josh, a very experienced diver, got himself lost in. But he keeps going. After some tough moments, Ed finds something he wasn't expecting, an air pocket. And to his surprise, Josh is alive. Barely, but alive.
How you feeling? Dead Sorensen. Okay. Do you have any gas left? Okay, so you're gonna want to get to the yellow line. We're gonna want to stay to keep it in your left hand, and we're gonna want to stay as far to the right of it as we can. Yes. How are you feeling for the warmth and everything? Okay. Thank you for still being here. And calm. Let's get out of here and go have something to eat.
They start the long crawl out the cave. Ed's in the front, guiding Josh, making sure he doesn't panic and doesn't get lost. And finally, Josh is out, alive. Everyone thought he was a goner, but thanks to Ed and the team's quick thinking, Josh made it out in one piece. But not every rescue mission is 100% successful. The footage you're about to see is a reenactment of events. However, that doesn't make it any less terrifying. It's May 9th, 1990. A group of certified divers, including instructor Jackie Galvin and 4 other people, head to a remote campground near Gainesville, Florida. They're out for a calm, refreshing afternoon in a freshwater spring, but it doesn't stay calm for long. They're diving through shallow spring water, enjoying the view, until curiosity pulls them deeper, into a system of caves and tunnels over 40 feet down, and curiosity has a habit of turning on people. Jackie warns them, entering a cave without training and the right gear isn't just reckless, it's suicide.
I could see that it went back a little ways, and I wanted to just look inside the entrance and just see what was there.
I noticed that Dan was looking at the cave entrance, and I just shook my head no. He gave me the okay sign, and everybody else looked like they were doing fine.
She trusted them to take her warning seriously. However, it's now evident that this was a huge mistake.
I knew they were going into the cave, and there was nothing I could do about it.
2 divers had moved up a little bit and looked at me, and at that point is when I seen one go in. It seemed like that's no big deal, you know, it's really clear in there, and that's when I went. Everybody seemed to be having a good time.
The deeper they swim, the darker it gets. Visibility drops to 0. One of them, named Dan Enfinger, loses the group completely. Now he's alone, trapped in silence. No idea where the walls are, and no way to find the exit.
Out of nowhere, there's light up in the ceiling, and it got brighter and clearer. I just come out of the caves, and out of sheer luck, I'm alive.
Bob Weeks sees 2 divers surface, and he runs to Woody Jasper and tells them there are divers trapped. Woody yells for someone to call 911, grabs his gear, and suits up.
But in cave diving, the chances of actually bringing off a rescue are almost non-existent. The reason is because there's just not any time.
Each tank lasts about an hour, unless you're panicking. Then it's gone in minutes. Woody knows that he's almost out of time. He enters the cave. It's still murky, but he's been here before, and with his equipment, he descends.
From the entrance of the cave system, there's a fork where a tunnel goes to the left and another straight ahead. There was some silt still lingering, and it was coming from the left tunnel, so that was clear the direction they had gone.
Then just ahead, he sees legs. The bodies of the trapped divers are close. He dives in, reaching out. His hand touches one of the divers. They're still alive. Woody brings Alan Welch to the surface, but he's not breathing. He's blue, eyes rolled back, and his lungs appear to have collapsed. They start CPR on him, and they finally get a pulse. Luckily, he was alive. Woody goes for Chris and hits his purge valve, forcing fresh air into the pocket to help him stabilize. The 2 then head for the surface.
He was breathing on his own. He was alive. I couldn't believe that after being underwater anywhere from 85 to 95 minutes.
But one person in the group, Ken Ives, is still missing. To find them, he goes back into the water, and this time it takes almost an hour for him to spot Ken. He was motionless and needed urgent help. After bringing him out, they start CPR right away. The EMS teams try everything in their power, but unfortunately, he doesn't make it. Caving and cave diving are extraordinarily risky activities, and unfortunately, this is the harsh reality of what that can lead to. But if you want to see more videos of cavers finding themselves in crazy situations, make sure to check out the video on your screen now.